On today's show, we're going to explore LinkedIn updates, including video going to a whole new level that I don't think any of us could have called 3 years ago when it comes to LinkedIn. Also, an easier way to grow your following with LinkedIn company pages, which is always nice, and a LinkedIn ads update that could increase conversions significantly depending on how you run your ads. My name is Jerry Potter, host of the Social Media Marketing Talk Show, where we break down all the latest social media news and what it means for marketers like you. This is a Social Media Examiner production, and today I'm joined by AJ Wilcox. AJ is the world's leading LinkedIn ads expert and teaches businesses to drive high-quality B2B leads at scale. He's also the founder and CEO of B2Linked and the host of the LinkedIn Ads Show podcast. AJ, welcome to the show.
So excited to be back again. Thanks, Jerry.
So who would have thought when Microsoft bought LinkedIn that it would become the cool creator platform, right?
No one thought that was coming.
So bizarre. But yet here we are starting with video. But the first thing we were going to talk about is LinkedIn has rolled out sort of this mini site to help marketers create better content on LinkedIn. So what's this all about?
This is super cool because it seems like LinkedIn is really catering to the creators out there. And I wouldn't have predicted that LinkedIn would be a creator platform, but they really are catering to it nicely. So many more features that we're going to be talking about dealing with video, making it easier and better for creators. And then this little mini site, they have a whole bunch of tips. It's like, here are 6 different kinds of posts that you can put on LinkedIn. Click on one, it'll give you like, here are the specs, here are some tips. You can even click on the button that says create one of these right now, and it'll take you right into your LinkedIn profile where you can create one of these polls, a live event, an article, video, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I gave it a quick look, and it seems like not only is it nicely laid out, but it's kind of like, hey, if you're just getting started or you want the basics, here you are. But if you want to do more, then here's some of the stuff. And they talk about, video, stop the scroll, stand up with video, text and image, the simplest way to start a conversation. The newsletter, a great long form tool, polls. I thought it was interesting that polls was the other piece of content that they highlighted there, but obviously it's a great way to build up engagement on a dead profile or page. At least that's always been my experience, is polls are the easiest way to, get that ball rolling. So if you want to find that, just look for, if you Google Create on LinkedIn, it should come right up. And then LinkedIn video templates. So now we have LinkedIn video templates to, again, making video creation even easier on LinkedIn. So what are you seeing with these?
All right, so this is from Canva, and I love this partnership between LinkedIn and Canva because so many marketers that I know are actually creating their content right inside of Canva. So it's not just what you'd expect, which is, hey, if you go to Canva and you type in, I want to create this kind of thing, it has some prearranged templates for it. It does have that, but they took it a step further. You can actually connect your Canva account to your LinkedIn ads account. And as you create some of these new pieces of content, you hit export and it just goes right into your LinkedIn campaign manager, so that now you just go and type some things, pull in that image or video, and you're off to the races. Very fast to create ads, and it's
wow.
free.
Yeah, well, and that's interesting because we've had scheduling from Canva for a long time, but the fact that you can send it right into the ads interface is really, really cool. And then the other place video is coming is to direct messages, right? We've had text, we have audio, and now there are some direct messages. Sounds like there's some limitations with them though. What's this all about?
Yeah, so when inside of messages, if you're on your mobile device, for years now, we've been able to send voice notes. So it's like leaving someone a voice message, but it's a little bit awkward because we have our phones and we have a super high quality camera. Sometimes you don't want to just use audio. Sometimes you want to have your face. So the limitation that you're talking about that's kind of crazy, I don't know, crazy. It's 20 megabytes, which might be like, depending on how your front facing camera records, that might be a couple minutes, but voice notes are limited to just 60 seconds anyway. So maybe they just want a video voicemail that is about the same length anyway. But this is not just available on mobile. You'll be able to do it from desktop as well.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm guessing, and I don't know, I'm a tech geek, but I don't know all the data numbers, but I think Facebook Messenger used to have a limit of like 25 megabytes, and it was like a 22-second video at the time. Now, maybe compression's gotten better, but I'd be surprised if it could be 60. But again, that's certainly a new option. And one thing I like to do is send people messages on other platforms with video when it's like, hey, I'm here, so I was thinking of you. Like, it's a great like visual to, kind of, especially I think to open a connection that maybe, was in your pipeline and it felt like it was getting a little stale, right? Here's a great new reason to reach out. So,
well,
all right,
now you have to prepare for AI, someone fake. You record something once and then insert first name and have this be a whole bunch of like outreach spam. I'm sure that's coming, but right now let's use it authentically, reaching out to people in our network, just like you said.
Oh, you had to ruin it, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
You're right, but yeah. All right. Speaking of AI, if you are trying to figure out how to improve your marketing using AI, we want to invite you to our groundbreaking community, the AI Business Society. It's a place for marketers like you who want to discover how to transform your marketing using AI. When you become a member, you get access to advanced how-to AI marketing training and a network of forward-thinking marketers who are all on a similar journey. I'm in there, and sometimes you have this AI thought, and you're like, I don't know who else to ask or talk to about this. Well, that's where these people are. You won't find a group like this anywhere else. Find out how to become an AI-powered marketer at socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. All right, socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. So back to the LinkedIn video there. It's all about vertical video, right? That seems to be what they're pushing. Although I do still see some widescreen and square videos coming up in my feed. And LinkedIn announced that their video safe zones. Now, the way that they did this was not that helpful for a YouTube show or a podcast, because it was sort of it was an image and then it's like these different pixel counts. But we set it up so if you want to see this image and you can make sure you're framing yourself right on your phone, just go to socialmediaexaminer.com/LI video zones. Okay. socialmediaexaminer.com/LI video zones so that you can see that. Now, another video feature is the trends highlights, which is one of my favorite things I've seen on LinkedIn in a while. I've actually been opening the app more often, but for those people who haven't seen it yet, explain exactly what this is, AJ.
Yeah, if you look in your upper right-hand corner as you're just in your newsfeed, you'll see trending topics. And these are the stories that LinkedIn editors, usually by hand, are hand-picking. These are the trending topics. So now we're going to have that inside of the video feed as well. Great for creators who, if you have an opinion on certain topics, you happen to see that one of these topics is in your wheelhouse and it's hot right now, it's a great time to go and create a video about that topic and then see if the editors will include your video and get you a bunch of free views, free interactions.
Yeah, that's the way I see it and because of how easy they've made it. Now, I'm somebody that likes to plan my content. I don't like chasing trends, but it's not just like news trends, although it can be that. Sometimes it's just trends that, hey, a lot of people are talking about this. And what I find myself doing is if I like a video and then I see, I'm like, oh, maybe I want to watch more of these. Or you can swipe through the trends at the top and see different trends. So it doesn't have to come up in your feed. You can browse the different ones. And then you hit like, yeah, I want to make a video about this. And it opens your camera right there in the LinkedIn app. So yeah, love that you said that. Great opportunity to get a bunch more reach. So, all right, moving on from video, LinkedIn verification. LinkedIn has been one of these platforms that has been very big on verification. You were just talking about and like, oh gosh, is the AI generated video spam, coming soon? So, verification is almost becoming more important. And now LinkedIn is actually expanding it outside of LinkedIn. So talk to us about this and how we can take advantage of this.
Yeah, I love verification as a concept, especially for LinkedIn. LinkedIn has always been the one network where when you post, when you interact, you're not operating under a pseudonym. People know it's you, and it makes it safer to interact. It means fewer people are just spewing off at the mouth and saying, bullying people and all that you see on other platforms. On LinkedIn, we don't tend to. So now LinkedIn is taking that a step further. You can't just create a fake profile anymore, but you can for at least a little while. But if you do, you can't verify that you are who you say you are from this fake profile. And when 90% of the people you interact with, it all shows verified, you're going to be a little suspicious when you see something that's not. So I love the fact that LinkedIn has fully invested in this. Just last week, I got my own verification, but now because they own this data, they have it and it's great. They're now sharing it with other brands. So one that the use case that they've shared in this release, Adobe, it looks like Adobe Behance is like where people who are in the Adobe community can share their portfolios. Mm-hmm. And now Adobe is going to show you if they are verified by LinkedIn. And it's one more trust signal. And then now they're also rolling it out to a bunch of other partners that you've heard of: Trust Radius, G2, usertesting.com. So I'll be interested to see what people do with these.
Well, the thing I like about it is, I mean, not that we're all going to agree on a standard, but if you're verified by 800 different people, at some point, I think it stops meaning something, right? But if I trust LinkedIn and then I see you're verified by LinkedIn somewhere else, I'm like, okay, yeah. I don't have to recheck what that means. The world is full of people selling certifications that don't mean anything other than this is how I make money. So it'll be interesting to see. So, all right, let's talk about company pages. Always been hard to grow. That's been my impression, unless you run ads, of course, or if you have a very charismatic, active content creating CEO or employees. But they've been rolling out LinkedIn Premium for pages, and an interesting new way for people to grow their pages. So what's this all about?
So just like you mentioned, the hardest thing about pages is interactions. And so marketers have been saying, what can we do to get more from our company page? Because when our employees post, it goes viral. It reaches a lot of people. But when we post as a company, we hear crickets. So LinkedIn's always looking for more revenue streams. They come out with this new, like, hey, you can have a premium page. And what they advertise the premium page is doing is it will automatically invite people for you to follow the page. So ideally, your page is now growing in followers without you having to do anything. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and it's inviting followers of similar pages, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it looks like it's about $77 a month, at least when I checked here from North America. It might be cheaper elsewhere. It's probably not going to be more expensive anywhere else, but $77 a month. So then you're wondering, what's my $77 a month get me? If it's inviting enough people to follow my page and all I have to do is just sit there and I'm going to get more followers, maybe that's worthwhile. It's also allowing you to create a custom call to action button that you couldn't with the free version. So maybe you're now making your page worth a little bit more to you. It'll actually show you the identities of the people who visit your page. Just like if you have LinkedIn Premium, you can see the individuals who are checking you out. Early usage from what I'm seeing, I've talked to a couple friends and they're like, yeah, paying $77 a month, we're only seeing like 1 or 2 new followers. Probably not worth it. When anyone who has super admin access to a page, you get 250 invites per month to just go and send out to people you're connected to. So unless that improves, unless they're doubling, tripling, what you could do manually, I wouldn't say it's super worth paying for, but it's an option.
Well, and there's a couple of other things we have to call out here. First, we already talked about how people don't follow company pages. Yep. So if nobody's already following pages, then there's nobody for them to invite. And then the other thing I kept thinking was like, so does that mean my company's competitors followers or like there could be a competition thing there. Now my brain is hurting trying to think of the direction between competitors and all of that, but so it'll be interesting. But yes, if you pay, we will help you. That's par for the course, right?
Oh yeah.
So all right, let's talk about some of these ads updates. And I know you were excited about these. The first one, for those of you listening to the podcast, AJ just did a fist bump or a fist pump. Sorry, fist pump. So let's first talk about this qualified leads optimization. This looks like a really cool tool for people that are set up to use it. So what does this do exactly?
Yeah, so when you use LinkedIn's new conversions API, that means when a lead makes it to a certain stage in your CRM, you can automatically report that back to LinkedIn and say, hey, this person that clicked from an ad or came from somewhere else, they just became a qualified lead. You can report that to LinkedIn and say, LinkedIn, help with all of my campaigns that I'm running. Let's try to optimize and find more people who look like this. So the more of these qualified leads that you drive, the more you're training their model to look for more people like that who are a good fit. So love it in concept. Right now in execution, first of all, you have to set up the conversion API, which is honestly kind of difficult. Like it's pretty technical. And so I don't see a whole lot of accounts doing it. But when you do, now your campaigns that use this, they have to run on the lead generation objective, which is okay. Like you're going to be using the lead gen forms, but you have to run them on the bid type called max delivery. And maximum delivery bidding is the most expensive way to pay for your traffic, like 90% of the time. So I'm personally not using it, but I'm excited about the concept. I hope they let us change the bidding model in the future.
Okay. So it sounds like one of those things that in the future may be something maybe really cool. And when you say, like when you set up your CRM, so that way, if somebody in your pipeline visits a website for a third time, like those are the type of signals you would send back to tell LinkedIn, hey, this person's a qualified lead.
I think it could be. Most
Yeah.
of the time,
Okay.
the way that we're using it is like when someone hits a lead stage, we don't know much about them. We just know that they filled out a form. But when someone in sales says, ooh, this looks good, this is an opportunity, they move it to the opportunity stage. Now you're saying, hey, LinkedIn, this is the kind of person who becomes an opportunity. Our sales team loves opportunities. Get us more people who will become an opportunity.
Okay. So there's maybe a way to automate some of it, and some of it you would do it manually then.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you tell LinkedIn this is the stage. So if it's like the sales qualified lead, or maybe you call it an opportunity stage, push that automatically to LinkedIn, and then LinkedIn goes, "Ooh, here's qualified leads coming in. Let's analyze them and see if we can find more people like that."
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then LinkedIn did roll out a bunch of new campaign manager enhancements. And AJ, this is your world. So take us through these and tell us which ones you're excited about and which ones won't matter, you think, in the next 6 months.
Okay, not a whole lot that matter, but I don't want to bury the lead here. Media Planner is like one that they've really been pushing. And what this is a place in the campaign manager where you can look and see forecast models for what you can expect from certain audiences.
Okay.
I've been looking at LinkedIn forecasts for 14 years at this point, and they've always been terrible. And so I just honestly don't trust them. But it seems like this media planner, they're probably taking a little bit more into account. Maybe the predictions are going to be a little bit better. So I'll wait and see. But it is nice that they're giving us tools to help us predict. Because I talk to people all the time who say, what should I tell my boss? I'm just starting on LinkedIn ads. What budget do I tell him or her that I want to use? What sort of results am I going to get? At least it's something to report.
Are you saying it's a scapegoat for people that are just getting started with LinkedIn ads? Like, well, the media planner said.
That's actually really good. I like using it. Like, yeah, let's throw that one under the bus when it's wrong. And that way your job is still safe as an ads manager. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. All right, what else?
One that I do think is cool is ads duplication. So it used to be that in order to duplicate an ad, you could only do it within the same campaign. So duplicating it, taking an ad from one campaign and using it in a different campaign, or a different campaign in a different campaign group, or even in a different account, good luck. You just couldn't do it. Now it looks like we've got the opportunity to do that. I think this is going to make my life quite a bit easier.
Okay, awesome. All right, what else are you seeing?
Dynamic UTM parameters. So I still do this. Every ad that I create, I run it through a spreadsheet that adds my UTM source, medium, campaign, content, all onto the URL for me. And LinkedIn, this isn't really new news. It's probably been around for a year and a half, but they're talking about it in the news. You can set these dynamic parameters at both the account level and the campaign level and say, when I run an ad, if I don't include those things, just stick them on for me. Automatically put my campaign ID, my ad ID, my campaign name. You can do like static parameters. You can always say my UTM source is always LinkedIn. My UTM medium is always like paid social, and then customize other things with dynamic fields. Pretty cool in concept. The one thing that it's missing is you can't give it anything at the ad level other than telling it to use to dynamically insert the ad ID. I wish I could tell it like, hey, come up with a parameter that I've created that I can track. It's a
maybe based on the title of the ad or something more specific than 27815.
Exactly. 27815 means nothing to me. I have to then dig to try to see what ad is this. So because of that, I still have to manually create parameters because I'm going to do that anyway. But if they can ever give me something like that a human could actually recognize, then yeah, I'm all on board.
Okay. And then tell us about this marketing overview homepage.
When you log into the LinkedIn ads platform, your default experience you land on has always just been, before this, it would drop you on your campaign groups, and then you'd have to click into your ads and start seeing. Before that, we actually had it was just campaigns. It was back before campaign groups, so it would drop you right into your campaigns. Before that, even, I mean, we're talking like 7 years ago, they would drop us onto a page that looks actually a lot like Meta, where you had your timeline at the top, so you could see a trend of what's happening with your data down below. I actually really like that. I wish LinkedIn brought that back. You can still access that through the button called Performance Chart. But now they drop you on another page that they call the marketing overview page. And this is where they'll show you like a little snapshot of, you know, what spend has been like and what interactions have been like, stats that they think you think are going to be important. I don't find it super useful. I just think it's a splash page or a landing page before I navigate to the ads account.
Yeah, but you live in there and you live for this stuff. But if we go back to our person who's looking for something to show the boss, it sounds like that could be a helpful thing to grab some screenshots of. And
yeah, you're rushing to a meeting and like, oh, in the last 7 days, I've had 54 interactions. Cool. Screenshot. I'm going to bring that to the meeting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lots of campaign manager enhancements. There are some other ad updates we'll talk about here in just a second. One thing that I always like when these platforms do, and LinkedIn does it well, all the platforms are doing it more, is letting marketers try out new things without going all in on having to like try, you know, like some of the platforms lately have been making it easier for marketers to work with influencers, for example. And this is really interesting where LinkedIn, let me see if I can summarize and then you can tell me if I'm right or wrong and explain it. Basically, letting people run video ads on platforms off of LinkedIn, but all within LinkedIn Campaign Manager. Is that am I interpreting that right?
Almost. It's still only on LinkedIn, but what it is they've got what they call premier publishers like Wall Street Journal, Business Insider, Bloomberg, you know, those kind, who when they post video content on LinkedIn, it gets a lot of attention. They're sharing you know, news stories of the day. What this is it's allowing advertisers through Campaign Manager to run in-stream like pre-roll, mid-roll kinds of video ads that get attached to the premium publishers. So now your ads are being seen on a Wall Street Journal video.
Okay. So that's neat. So then that way, and like you said, pre-roll, sometimes it's mid-roll. They're not continuous streams though, right? Like if somebody's watching it, are they like it would come up in their feed or they'd go to the company page to see the video to start?
Oh, I wish I know. I wish I knew.
That's okay.
I haven't gone to play with it yet. I saw one in the wild and I forgot to like interact with it and investigate.
Let me see what's happening here. Yeah. Well, that's cool though. That is definitely probably a way to reach a lot of people fast. If that's what you want to do, and especially around certain topics. So, all right, some other LinkedIn ad updates we definitely want to make sure that you are up to date on that AJ is going to walk us through here. What are the rest of these that we want to make sure people know?
All right, so the most recent ones, Accelerate is the product that LinkedIn's been pushing really hard. This is their AI-based campaign and ad creator. So literally all you do is you give it, this is the URL I want to send people to. LinkedIn's AI looks at it and goes, ooh, what audience do we think would like this? And they'll create the audience for you. They'll also say like, hey, based off of that, we're going to pull some text and this is going to be some ad copy. And hey, we made you an image. So all of this like totally hands off. Sounds really cool. As you'd expect, it's pretty limited involvement from us as marketers. And so maybe it's good if you like, you need to run LinkedIn ads, but you don't have anyone to do it or don't have any time. But I love the control. I love being able to make sure that I'm unticking all the boxes that waste money and being ultra specific about who my audience is. That being said, they're pushing it really hard. LinkedIn's AI just keeps getting better. I wouldn't be too surprised to see this actually be halfway useful in the next 6 months or year.
So here's what I'm hearing. It's a free tool to test your sales page. To see if it's targeting the right people, right? Because I mean, imagine you upload it and they're like, yep, we want to target, women 25 to 54 who are this. And they're like, we think you should target men 18 to 24. And you're like, whoa, what?
Oh, I wrote that wrong.
What did we do wrong here? So that'd be interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. What else are you seeing?
Next one is brand lift testing. So if you are spending at least $90,000 per quarter on LinkedIn, you get access to, it's under the testing category. You get access to some cool market research tests they're just free. Like as long as you're hitting that level of spend, LinkedIn will run this market research for you and report back and let you know how it's doing.
Nice. Okay.
The one that they made an improvement to, they'll add a multi-question survey and they say click focused delivery, which I don't know what that means. Basically, it'll run some survey questions to your target audience at the beginning of the 90 days and just get a baseline for like, hey, how many people have heard of you and what do they like? And how do they like your competitors? And then over the course of running ads for a quarter, they show a whole bunch more of these to a target audience at the end and they measure that lift. So
yeah, absolutely
no downside to doing this if you're spending at least $90K per quarter. But I also wouldn't increase my budget to $90K just to get access to it, because it's maybe not super helpful and informative, but it's cool as a free thing.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. Plenty going on LinkedIn. That's for sure. Just a quick reminder, you can learn about our community, the AI Business Society. Go to socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. Again, socialmediaexaminer.com/AI business. And AJ, where's the best place for people to connect with you?
Oh, easily LinkedIn. Just do me a favor. When you send a connection request, just customize it and say, you heard me on Jerry's show. Then I'll know to make sure to accept it there. I'm also the host of the LinkedIn Ads Show podcast. So if you love podcasts, come check me out there.
Very nice. Yeah, check out that show along with the Social Media Marketing Podcast, which we put out every single week as well. Until next time, may you be wise with your marketing decisions. Thanks, everyone. Bye.